So you're probably like how I was, and you've been thinking, why do the rich get richer? And why do I currently feel stuck? And I'm here to tell you today, it's not because of luck. It's not because of they have more money than you. The simple reason is because they do way more than you currently do. And they do way more than I currently do. And they are worth more than we are currently worth. And this has been pissing me off all day and just been ringing in my mind because I watched the Alex Hormozi video, and from hearing him speak about this, and just for me, for example, going to the gym and I just came back from a run, and it's been playing in my mind. I've been hearing David Goggins talk about the same theory over and over again. It's made me come to this conclusion that every single person needs to just do more and increase our output. And the whole point of this video is for me to, one, vent and express my emotion of this thing to you, but two, so you can grasp an idea and have an awakening to actually go out there and actually do more than you are currently doing. So I've just come back from doing a run. I hit a 3.8k. I was aiming for a 5k, but I got confused on my trail, so I ended up going off trail and I didn't even know where the heck I was. But no excuses, I said to myself I was going to do a 5k. The good thing about it was the fact that because the weather was bad, I said to myself earlier, rather than doing a run, I'm going to go do cardio. And I didn't do the cardio in the gym. I said to myself, no, even though the weather's not as good, let's go out there and go hit a run. I didn't do what I wanted to do, but I said some is better than none. And I'm here thinking I hit a 3.8k in roughly 20 minutes. And that's not my best time, but I said there is somebody out there who can do a 5k in 20 minutes. There's somebody out there who can do a 5k in 15 minutes. And how can this person do that whilst I can't? It's the simple reason is the fact that they can do more than I can do. They are doing something to ensure, if I give you the equation, speed equals distance divided by time, they are doing something to ensure their time is less than my time. They either are exerting more force into their runs, into their sprints, to ensure that their time is going to be less than my time. They are probably having longer legs, so they got more inch on me so that they can cross somewhere faster than they can do it than I can. Whatever it may be, they are doing more than I currently am doing. And I look at that and I also extrapolate it into Hormozi's examples, where he was talking to this guy who was doing X amount a year. I don't know if it was 100 mil a year or something like that. He was just doing way more than Hormozi. And Hormozi said, oh, I'm outputting X amount of content. I'm pretty sure he said I'm putting one video a day. And the guy who was talking to said, oh, but I'm outputting 4 videos a day. And obviously the guy was doing way more. So he went to Hormozi and said, okay, then cool. Let's look at your LinkedIn. How many posts are you putting out? He was like, oh, maybe about 1 or 2 posts a week. Then he would say, what about Twitter? 1 or 2 posts a week, something like that, or 1 or 2 posts a day. So let's look at Instagram, TikTok. And he went through and saw that Hormozi was outputting roughly around, let's say, 50 pieces of content per week. Whereas the other guy was outputting around 400 pieces of content. The guy is just doing way more. And the thing that's made me want to really come and talk about this is on my second channel, I've spoken about my goal of wanting to hit 10k per month by February 12th, 2026. And I'm looking at it saying, I can just do way more. How am I going to achieve this? It's just by doing way more. And no matter what frame of life you look at, anyone who has achieved more or has more than you is because they do more or have done more than you. Or they've set up a system to ensure more is outputted from them rather than the amount that you are outputting from you. So let's say, for example, my business is the collective amount of me and my business partner. Whereas let's say, for example, Apple, they have God knows how many employees. So of course, they're able to output more than I can output. And the good thing about this, which is why I love the fact that we live in a world that operates under universal causation, the fact that everything happens for a reason, the fact that we live in a system where everything happens for a reason. It means that you can look at this and say, hold on a minute, if I currently do X, Y, and Z, and these are my results. So let's say, for example, you go to the gym 1 day a week, and you've been doing that for like the past year, and you're looking at your body saying, why don't I have the results which I've been looking for? Well, the simple answer is you just need to do more. You just have to do more. And for me, I've looked at it and said, okay, I make X amount right now, and I want to make X amount then. What is stopping me from getting to there? It's the fact I'm just not doing more. I'm not doing enough. So ultimately, you need to set up your life, set up exactly everything that you do to be in a system, to be in a frame, to the point where you are able to just do more. Like one of the things that I saw, Hormozi showed it, and one of my friends in the gym, I love him. This guy is just an animal in the gym, keep pushing and keep working. And I saw him, me and him was talking, he pulled out his phone, and I saw his phone look like this, where it's all grey, there's no light, there's no brightness. And I saw him do it. The next day I saw Hormozi make a video talking about, I don't really think Hormozi made a video, but I was on his TikTok page. And I saw him show this and he said, okay, cool. On your phone, turn the color off. Just put grayscale. Apparently it's going to help you decrease your screen time. And for me seeing that, I'm like, Bro, I don't want to go on my phone. All of the color, all of the dopamine comes from me doing the work, comes from me going to the gym, comes from me taking cold calls. I even bought these paper clips and they're colorful. So when I'm on my phone, I have two options. I either get no color from my phone or I have a paper clip. Which one do I want to look at more? Well, rather than looking at the depressing gray, I'm going to want to operate with the paper clips. But the paper clips have one use, and it's when I go on cold calls, I can pull the paper clips out. After each cold call, I put the paper clip inside. Now, the main reason why I'm coming to say this once again, it's about the output. How much are you putting out? So many people are capped at where they are. Some people are stuck at where they are because they just aren't doing enough. They aren't doing more. I'm so confident that when I was younger, I was trying to achieve certain things and just do certain things. But ultimately, I couldn't achieve what I wanted to achieve or even get close to achieving anything because I just wasn't doing enough. You say you want to achieve, but you don't do enough. It doesn't make no sense. So ultimately, if you want to take yourself to that next level, if you want to achieve the things, if you're in a rut right now, you're stuck. One of the main reasons is probably because you just aren't doing enough and you can do more. And we can look at this and say, this might be toxic. I'm pushing a workaholic lifestyle. I'm not saying that. Of course, have time to rest. Be wise with how you do these sorts of things. But those moments when you lock in, those moments when it is grind time and grind period, you have to do more. You literally have to do more. And there's other ways that you can do more. I'm not even just saying it in one sense of a work sense. Rich people go out there and do crazy things all the time. They're doing things that are pushing their mental fortitude to a whole nother level, allowing them to build belief, allowing them to build faith in themselves to be able to do anything. A lot of rich people have the mind that they can do anything. And I'm slowly adopting that mindset that even a quote that I made for myself around 2 years ago, with enough time and enough mistakes, I can master anything I put my mind towards. You have to have a level of belief in this. And the only way you get this belief is by doing more, doing things that you just don't want to do. Like I said, I didn't really want to go on this run, but I'm going out there and I run anyway. Goggins talks about this. He sat down on a podcast with Andrew Huberman. I highly recommend anybody watching this to go watch that. You just have to do more. And there's a certain part of your brain that grows, that is developed when you do things you don't want to do. So go out there and do more things of which you don't want to do. I don't enjoy cold calling. But when I pick up that phone and I start dialing, after about 5 or 10 calls in, I'm like, I love this. I'm like, I'm on this phone with somebody I don't know, and I'm getting this person to book, and we're getting money in, and they're going to get a successful transformation of what they've been looking for. I'm sitting there smiling. But it's just before I get into that experience, I'm like, I do not want to do this. And after I experience that and I push myself through this hardship, I'm like, okay, now I know exactly why I did this. Because part of my mind is growing. Part of my mind is being pushed. When I was on that run, I'm like, I'm learning something about myself. Even though I didn't go as far as I wanted to go, I was able to understand that I'm the type of person who does things when I don't want to do them. So when it's time for me to be sitting here doing the cold calls, sitting here going through doing work on my laptop, I know for a fact I can do more. I believe that I can do more. But a lot of people do not believe that they can do more. But I want to tell you right now, the only way you build up that belief, you build up that confidence is by doing more. And that first step that you have to take, if you don't have the desire, that belief, you have to conjure up in yourself and just say, you know what? I have nothing. There's nothing I'm working with. But I have to work with that. Because nothing is something to work with. And a lot of you may be on that line. And I know it's hard. But there's two options in terms of hard in this life. You either live a hard life from success or you live a hard life from poverty. And I know what hard I want to achieve. I was going to say what hard to receive, but why for that? So I'll catch you guys in the next one.